Others a publicity stunt. This is very similar to Tim Tebow with the Mets. You can also argue it's just for the hype, and whether he's deserving of the opportunity is debatable. Stephen A., I'll start with you on this one. What's the better publicity stunt? Tony Romo with the Mavs or Tim Tebow with the Mets?
Well, I think Tim Tebow with the Mets, because his stuff continues, it appears to be ongoing, like it's operating in a perpetuity, for crying out loud. It's in a collegiate level. Then he goes to the pros. He's a Denver Bronco. Then after that, he's a New York Jet. Then he has a preseason stint with the New England Patriots and all of this other stuff. And then when he finds out and discovers what I've been telling y'all all along, that although he's my friend, the man can't throw a football on a quarterback level in the National Football League, he transitions to baseball. And even at the age of 29, having not played baseball since high school, he's given an opportunity where he shows up for a tryout, and about 45 scouts for Major League Baseball teams show up to witness him play. Never mind individuals, you know, from urban communities and beyond with incredible and exceptional talent that can't get a look. Tim Tebow shows up on the baseball diamond, and about 45 scouts from MLB teams show up to watch him play. And now he's in the minors, and he gets to be with the Mets, and he's on camera, and all of this other stuff. He, as a person, deserves it because he's wonderful. But there is no doubt that he has been afforded this opportunity, and as a result of it, it's definitely something that's been ongoing for a lengthy period of time. I don't think with Tony Romo it will last that long.
Well, look, first of all, what's the better thing is Tebow. But what's the better publicity stunt? It's Romo, because Tebow's not a publicity stunt. Tebow, when he's at spring training with the Mets, that's a publicity stunt. When he's winning the Heisman Trophy and the national championship, that's not a publicity stunt. When he turns pro and goes 7-4 with the Denver Broncos and wins a playoff game with the game-winning throw against your Steelers, Stephen A. Smith, in the playoffs, that's not a publicity stunt. And when he goes to single A ball and homers in his first at-bat and has hit another home run since then, that's not a publicity stunt. That is on the merits. He's getting it done. Now, is his celebrity affording him more opportunity than most? Yes, of course. Of course it is. But he is making good on that opportunity. He is proving himself, at least, that he's an interesting single-A ball player. Not a publicity stunt. Spring training with the Mets, yes. Hitting home runs in the minor leagues, no.
Now, granted, I'm solidifying my position as Tony Romo's Jeffrey Lord, but the better publicity stunt is Tony Romo, because it succeeds on both levels of which we care about sports. Stephen A., you just gave a wonderful sermon to me. I didn't mean that in a derogatory way. You gave a lesson. No, come on. I do it when it's deserved. I don't do it when it's not deserved.
I know,
you give me plenty of deserved opportunities to come at you.
Hold on. Let me interrupt you.
Yeah.
Will Kane, you can come at me all day, every day, any day of the week. I happen to know that you're a very good guy. And even though we disagree, we going to still be boys at 12 noon. It's all right.
We know that about each other. That's right.
That's right.
But so you gave me this lesson about meritocracy. And sports is certainly about meritocracy. It's certainly about putting the best team on the field and seeing the best team win. And by the way, Tony Romo wins on that level. The undrafted free agent from Eastern Illinois to the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys to the Ring of Honor and on the margins of the Hall of Fame number type careers. That is the better meritocratic story than Tim Tebow's. Also, and this is what we've been getting at, Stephen A., about this conversation about why this is happening to Tony Romo. It's about fandom. And Tony, this publicity reflects what I think is just one of the core aspects of sports, and that is fandom to your local geographic city. We too often indulge, I love this athlete because he's got great skills, or I front run with this team because they win. When more often than not, it's about my team, my city, my franchises, plural. Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Cowboys, Texas Rangers, and apply that to whatever city you are in this country. And Tony's publicity stunt reflects that. It reflects that we translate that fandom across sports, across franchises within the city. And that's why I took such exception to what you said about expanding this to race. Whether or not we can find other black athletes that have that same relationship with the city, I think we should continue to have that conversation, because I would like to think more about that.
Yeah. please do. I would ask you to think about that, and we can revisit that at another time.
I will. I think my Gwynn point holds water, but I think we can find other black athletes that have deep relationships with the city.
White privilege exists.
You think
The point is not to strip privilege from the privileged. The point is that everyone should be so privileged.
But real quick, Steve, you think they're absent? There are not these black athletes that have these deep, lasting relationships with the city, like Tony Romo does with the city of Dallas?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the overt celebratory atmosphere that exists around the Tony Romo scenario doesn't exist for black athletes who have similar resumes. That's what I'm claiming, and I actually could not have said it any better than Max just said in terms of white privilege. I have no problem with white privilege. I just don't think white folks are the only ones who should be privileged.
Right. Everyone should be so privileged.
There should be others. Yes.
Great conversation. Let's leave it on that note, Will. Thank you for being with us.
I just thought it was a nice moment for Tony.
Appreciate you. It's hard not to root for Tony or Dak, for that matter. Coming up, one of the quarterbacks is on his way up the board. We will tell you which one and react to that with Todd McShay. And what would you do if you blew a 25-point lead in Super Bowl, the largest in Super Bowl history? We will react to what Matt Ryan did after the break.